I have not recorded for YouTube in ages. I do not know how to behave. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. How pretty do I look, please? I am the most unserious person you will ever meet. So if you're feeling right, grab your kryptonite. It's your song tonight, and it's all tonight. Shout out to my singing skills. It's giving Beyonce. Okay, let's be serious now. 1 2 testing, 1 2 test. Okay, this is not, I'm not about to read the news. Why am I doing that? Like, okay, now I'm serious. Now I'm serious. Hi guys. Hi guys. Welcome back to Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back? Like, welcome back where? There's no other video on my channel. Listen. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I keep saying welcome back. You know what? Screw this. Hey lovelies, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rufaro, but I do like to call myself Rufaro Aisha just because I feel like to some of y'all this is actually a welcome back to my YouTube channel, because this is not my first rodeo with YouTube. I was on here 5 years ago until I just kind of privated all my videos. Told myself I need to restart my YouTube journey. Never got back to it, but yeah, I'm back now, I guess you could say. As you can tell from the title of the video, this is like a mini rant, and to be honest, short form content has been one of the reasons why I kind of left YouTube, because I got in my head and I was like, who is still watching YouTube videos? But then lately I've been finding myself gravitating towards long form content again, and I told myself clearly there are people like me who are boycotting short form content and gravitating towards long form content, because these short form content platforms are not giving lately. They're just not giving. But in any case, this is a rant, so grab a drink. I am drinking Glühwein, it's called in German. I believe in English it's called mulled wine. I think it's called mulled wine. Please do correct me if I'm wrong, but warm, Christmassy, just everything you just need in winter. Like I said, I've really been gravitating towards YouTube when it comes to consuming content, because I just got tired of watching short form content be it on Instagram, on TikTok, or any of those platforms. And I told myself, if I am gravitating towards YouTube when it comes to content consumption, then maybe I should also gravitate back towards YouTube when it comes to content creation. Smart, isn't it? I don't know where that came from. Please excuse me, this is not my normal behavior. I'm a very calm, collected, normal person. In all honesty, short form content has just been boring me lately. There's just a certain level of lack of authenticity that now exists on platforms like TikTok and Instagram that I just feel like I'm not with it anymore. We're now living at a time where everyone is trying to become a content creator / influencer, and I don't blame everyone for trying. Like, it's been a proven thing that this works. You know, the first era of influencers / content creators, it really proved that you can actually make it if you're someone who can be in front of a camera, create content, be outspoken, etc. And heck, sometimes you don't even need to be talking to a camera. Some people have actually made it in this field without even having to talk, without even having to show their face. So I don't blame anyone for trying to be a content creator / influencer, but I do have a problem with the execution of it all. I don't know about you guys, but I remember the first era, like I'm just gonna call it the first generation of influencers and content creators. My first exposure to those people was when I was trying to learn to do makeup. As you can tell now, I think I learned quite a lot. Like, I do my makeup pretty decent, and it's a huge shout out to the 2016, 2015, 2017 era of content creation slash influencing, because that was the time when I was watching the Jackie Ainas of the world, Jeffree Star. What's this one? The one who used to work with Morphe a lot? James Charles. Oh my God. Patricia Bright. You know, that generation of influencers, I literally could say I grew up on those people, even though I was already grown. But I'm gonna say I grew up on those people because I used to binge watch their content, amongst other people as well. When I was trying to learn makeup, to a point where even drama was going on, I would be following it because I'm like, what do you mean Jeffree Star said ABC? What do you mean people are coming for Jackie Aina? That kind of stuff, because I was invested. Even though I found them out by trying to learn makeup, I was now invested in their lives, in their day-to-days, in their business. And that's just how, in my world, the influencer culture was born. And to be honest, that group of influencers was the most genuine group of influencers that has existed to date, because I remember there would be a time when these people would actually get PR left, right, and center. So they would get free products sent to them in exchange for maybe a review, or just getting PR for the sake of PR. And I remember PR back then being actual PR and not what it is today. I'm gonna explain. Because back then, a Jeffree Star would receive makeup brushes, palettes, or lip glosses, whatever. You would see them doing the swatches, and if it's shit, it's shit. And they're gonna tell you it's shit. They never did this thing of, you know, just because a brand sent me free stuff in the name of PR, so I owe them a positive review just because I need to kind of like thank them for this gifted product. You would see Jackie Aina trying out different shades of foundation, talking about inclusion in the makeup industry, and the honesty of it all. I think that's exactly what actually made the influencer culture a thing, because brands have been advertising with somewhat famous people, like celebrities, your A-list celebrities, B-list, whatever list celebrity. But because they were getting paid for it, huge amounts of money, it would always be positive advertising. But when these people who are like normal, who are like you and I, when they came onto the scene and started reviewing products, it was refreshing, because now a regular like Rufara, like myself, would feel like, here's a black girl talking about foundation shades, and she somewhat has the same complexion as I do. So clearly, if this product is working for her, it's gonna work for me. And because they stuck to being authentic and honest, it actually really helped, because now when the regulars would go buying products based off of Jackie Aina's review, Jeffree Star's review, it would always be a thing of they did not miss. But can we truly say that for today? Because honestly, if a product was bad, they were going to tell you the product is shit. No one was caring that it's a gifted product, it's a PR product, it's for free or whatever. And I feel like because of this, the era of the influencer is slowly dying out. The same way celebrity is not necessarily celebrity the way celebrity used to be celebrity before. Damn, I feel like I've just said celebrity way too much. But you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Even the word influencer has actually lost its meaning now. Who is truly getting influenced by people? Because now when I see someone reviewing a product, I just can't help but question the authenticity of that review. Nowadays, people, they're just saying positive stuff about products, whether or not they're getting paid. Some people, because also my beef, I have beef low-key, maybe high-key, with these brand strategists is what they call themselves. And I'm like, get your bag or whatever. But I have beef with these people because also they're teaching people who are trying to get into content creation to do things like, to be noticed by brands, you need to be posting videos using certain products, showcasing certain products, just so brands can notice you and possibly have you on their PR list. And guess what that's doing? It's just free advertising for these brands. And it's literally a game of numbers, because everyone is trying to be on someone's PR list. So it's not even a given that after putting in all this work of creating content, advertising a certain product, it's not even a guaranteed thing that they're going to notice you. Thank God if they notice you, but it's not even guaranteed that, number one, they're going to notice you. Number two, they're going to have you on their PR list. Number three, they're even going to have paid collaborations with you, because now so many things play a role in brands wanting to work with people, with normal people, normal content creators. And I honestly don't know how I feel about this, because at the same time, I see these brands use people, literally use people. A person will have a video go viral when they're actually willingly or unwillingly promoting a product of theirs. And then you see these brands in comment sections of those videos that have gone viral, just trying to be funny, trying to act like it's a real human being behind that account and whatever. And it's honestly, this is my own unpopular opinion, it pisses me off royally, because I'm just like, get out of viral videos comments. You are just jumping onto viral videos for your own good, just so you can advertise yourselves a little more for free. There's even this one instance where I was really annoyed on behalf of this girl. She wasn't even trying. I'm not even gonna mention the video, but if you've seen it, if you're chronically online like me, you probably know what I'm talking about. But she accidentally, I don't know how to tell the story without actually mentioning the brand, but I'm just gonna say she accidentally advertised a certain brand that makes like sweet treats. You should know the story by now. And what does this brand do? They just contact her and say, from the look of things, they even contacted her after people were putting pressure in the comment section of the viral video to say, yeah, but why isn't brand ABC saying anything, blah 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 blah. Then she made a follow-up video where she was actually showing the emails that they contacted her and said, hey, we would like to send you some PR, kindly get back to us. She then did a video unboxing the PR that she got from said brand. My God, when I tell you, it just looked like someone went into the closet where they keep stuff that they, you know, if you're Zimbabwean, you remember them road shows where they would make people win t-shirts, caps, things like that. It was giving that. It was giving this person just took a box, went into the closet that they keep stuff they would normally give at road shows, and just put stuff together and just sent it to her. Amongst the things that she received, there were like sweatshirts that weren't even her size. I'm just like, and this is a big brand, y'all. So it's things like this where I'm constantly seeing brands feed off of creators, ride on the backs of creators, still get the advertisement in for little to nothing on their part. So I'm just like, are we slowly seeing the influencer era dying? Because also it makes me sad. It was one of the most refreshing eras ever. Just seeing normal people like you and I make money out of things like this and actually give us authentic reviews about stuff. It's just been really a refreshing era, but I feel like it's dying, literally dying. But yeah, it is what it is. The other problem I have now with content creation becoming what it is now is like, even when you're trying to learn something, I remember, like I mentioned, when I was learning to do makeup, you know, I had my faves. I would literally follow everything to the T. And back then, so I'm just gonna talk on makeup because I already built this video around that already. They would teach you how to do brows. They would teach you even how to hold your little brush, just so you're not like holding it so hard and you're like doing soft strokes, things like that. They would teach you product placement. They would teach you blending techniques. Heck, you would even have some videos, makeup tutorials that are an hour long because they are showing you step by step how to do your full face beat. I feel like now we're living in a time where if you don't know how to do your makeup, you are either screwed or you go back to watch the 2016 videos. Now it's all about transitions. It's all about making the video as short as it can be, just so you don't lose people, because now our attention spans are fried. I'm just like, okay, so if you actually don't know makeup basics, you're screwed, because even if you go back to watch the 2016 videos, the makeup girlies of today are saying we don't do our makeup like that anymore. I personally don't follow those things. I'm just like, I do my makeup the way it works for me. I have learned my face and I now know what works for me. But I'm just putting myself in the shoes of a girl who doesn't even know how to do eyebrows, who doesn't know how to do concealer, blush, things like underpainting is what they're called. I'm just like, how are you gonna teach girl? Because now they are coming up with new techniques when there are people out there who don't even know the old techniques. Because now, if you don't know how to do your eyebrows, if you go back to eyebrow tutorials from 2016, the girlies are saying we don't do our eyebrows like that anymore. You want to do your eyeshadow, you go back to 2016, they were doing the colorful eyeshadows, you know, and the girlies are saying it's now soft glam. We don't do that anymore. We only do the browns, the little nude shades, and that's it. Girlies are coming up with new techniques, talking about underpainting. And I'm just like, how are you going to teach us underpainting when we don't even know how to overpaint? At this point, you can tell I am very nostalgic when it comes to the 2016 era, because that was such a time to be alive, and that was such a time to be learning how to do makeup. And I wish we could go back in time, but clearly we cannot. But honestly, do people who still teach, like who really teach makeup, still exist? Because I would love to know if y'all exist and if you have YouTube, because I'm following y'all. Not because I don't know how to do my makeup, but because I just still want to promote this kind of stuff. I feel like it's gone. We can't all be doing makeup transitions. We can't all be doing 1-minute makeup videos. Someone has to be teaching the girlies that actually cannot do makeup. But yeah, going back to the always positive reviews of products, allow me to rant, because I know someone is just going to be like, yeah, get out of people's business. Everyone's just trying to make a bag. You'll probably get to that point yourself. Maybe. But also at the same time, allow me to rant, because there's nothing more frustrating than actually learning about a new product and you go into the search bar and you're actually just looking forward to hearing people giving their honest opinions about how they've used the product, if it worked for them, and all you're seeing is commission paid. How am I going to trust that review when I know you got paid to say whatever it is that you're saying? Like, even when it doesn't say commission paid, we're now at a time where it's still very difficult to trust people's reviews, because it's either people who are low-key pitching themselves to brands, so obviously they will come on camera and talk positively about products, or they are getting paid but they're just not going to tag the commission paid thing. So truly having to comb through so many videos or so many reviews of things just so you can kind of get a picture of what a product is supposed to do, it is daunting. You have to give me that. I don't want to sound like a hater, but you have to give me that. It is daunting. How am I truly going to know that this product actually works? Because I'm one of those people, I've always relied on reviews. Even when I'm buying clothes online or any gadget online, anything online, I always rely on other people's reviews, and especially reviews with pictures. But even those ones are not authentic anymore. People are getting paid to put those reviews on online stores. Do people still exist that even when they do get PR from brands, they don't necessarily feel the need to post a positive review just because they feel like they owe this brand a thank you? Do people really still understand what PR is supposed to be about? Because that's the frustrating part for me. PR is supposed to be a brand actually pitching themselves to you to say, hey, please test our product. If you like it, tell your friends. Your friends in this case being your followers. You don't owe them a thank you because they sent you free products. But that's just me. I love seeing people become content creators. I absolutely love it, because I'm just like, let us get into this space of different people just doing different things, showing our creativity. But I fear that even the whole content creator bit, because someone has actually done a good job of explaining the difference between a content creator and an influencer. I'm not gonna do it because I don't feel like I can do a good job of that. But even the era of the content creator, I fear that that is also going to die out, because it used to be an outlet for creative people or people who want to be creative to showcase their creativity. But now we live in an era where someone will start a new editing style and we will all flock to it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because at the same time, we're also giving props to the creator of an editing style, right? Which is good in itself, because we're like saying big ups. At the same time, I'm just like, where is the creativity then? Then it's just, we find that it's just a small bunch of people who are truly creative. Everyone is just a copycat. by that, I just feel like creativity is slowly dying. This is why me personally, and this is no hate to anyone at all, I personally prefer content creators who actually talk to the camera, because at least I can kind of get your personality through the camera, through my screen. I can kind of get a read or a feel of your personality, your character, you know? Because at some point, I just got to a point where I got tired of the transitions. I got tired of the lip syncing. It has a time and place for itself in my doom scrolling when I'm on social media, but it's just not all the time. I actually prefer people who talk to the camera, because I'm just like, talk to me, tell me who you are, show me who you are. Even if you're doing the transitions, I truly prefer people who do transitions actually talking to the camera, because I'm just like, we can all do the transitions. We can all put a couple of videos into CapCut and it's going to do the cutting for us. It's going to do the creative bit of things for us. So for me personally, the least I can get from you is your character, your personality, your vibe, because that's the thing that is just so specific to you as a person. I know someone is gonna be like, it's not that deep, it's such a non-issue, but that's just me. I'm talking about the kind of content that I want to actually consume for myself. And the reason I'm bringing this on here is because I just know someone out there is going to relate to what I'm saying. Even if it's one person out of 7 billion people, someone is still going to relate to what I'm talking about. But then also, I'm not done being a hater of the clock app, right? A little backstory. I live in Germany. Tell me why, for the longest time, for a very long time, TikTok shop was not a thing in Germany. I don't know if it was something to do with the laws in Germany or whatever. I don't know, but TikTok shop was not a thing in Germany. I would be scrolling on TikTok and be seeing other creatives talking about TikTok shop. Some were actually praising it, saying, oh, it's actually an interesting thing. It's actually quite good. Some were on the other extreme of saying it's already annoying, like everyone is doing it. But I could never relate with both sides, because I was like, I don't know what TikTok shop is. When I want to buy products like the ones they would be talking about that they're from TikTok shop, I go on Temu, I go on AliExpress, Amazon, wherever, and that's where I get my products. Tell me why a couple of months ago, TikTok shop made it to Deutschland. It was the most interesting part of things for me, because also on my account, not that I actually didn't do anything to it, but my account was just not working for TikTok shop. So the only thing that would actually point towards someone being or using TikTok shop was when they would post something, it would just say commission paid at the bottom. I never had the little cards thingy that is on top of the linked product. It was a glitch on my own account, I guess, or on my phone. I don't know. A month ago, about a month or 2 months ago, the cart started showing up on my videos. How I wish I had stayed with the version of TikTok where the TikTok shop was not working, because now, I kid you not, after every second scroll or after every 3 scrolls, it's TikTok shop. It's being put into my head so much. I'm just like, I'm sick and tired of this. When I come onto this app, sometimes I just want to kiki, haha, watch cat videos, watch people give their think pieces on things about life, because that's what I'm on this app for. It's not everyday TikTok shop, and it's usually the same products over and over and over again. And we've already established that I sound like a hater at this point, and because at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, I'm cheering you on, girl, like, or boy, doing your TikTok shop thing. I'm cheering you on, get that bag, get that commission. But at the same time, another huge part of me is just like, I wish I could turn this off. Please, if it can be switched off, can someone teach me? Because it's giving older auntie at this point. But also, I also know enough to know that people have been complaining about it. I don't think you can turn it off. I really wish there was an option to turn it off, because a part of me is tired of that already. And I cannot help but cuss whoever it was from TikTok headquarters who noticed that the thing is not working on my account and decided to switch it on. Screw you, like, screw you, whoever you are. On a deeper level, my problem with that is this constant message that is being communicated to us of need, of want. I have a problem with that. Consumerism is always a huge problem in society. Do we really need now social media to be literally bombarding us with advertisements of things we probably don't need or want. Because also the way the brain is set up, the more constant you see something or the more you interact with something, it's going to slowly start to create a message of need, a message of want. In a world that consumerism is already a huge thing, everything is an advertisement in the outside world. I cannot express how daunting it is for that to literally follow me onto a platform I go for just a kiki, a haha, and to literally just switch off my brain. And please do not get me wrong, I'm not sitting on here trying to make myself a saint, like I'm not a victim of consumerism, a victim of this constant message of need and want, because they've got me. They have gotten me in ways that I will talk about probably in another video, another time, another day. But I'm not a saint. This has got me too. That's how I just know that it's a thing and it's a trap that you can easily fall into. Before this TikTok shop thing, I was already at a point where I was limiting the amount of content that I would consume in the name of aesthetics. You know, the ones where people go grocery shopping and they're like, unpack my groceries with me, and they go ahead and pour milk from the carton, milk that is already coming in a carton. They would pour the milk from the carton to a glass jar or some plastic aesthetically pleasing jar. Same with juices, same with spices. They would just put it in, like, you know the vibe I'm talking about. I used to consume that content quite a lot in the name of aesthetics, and then I had to reduce drastically because I was like, in as much as for now I'm able to tell myself, yeah, it's aesthetically pleasing, good for them, I just feared that at some point it was going to stop being good for them and it was going to stop being I wanted to, because the brain kind of works like that. Another thing that has been making me also lose interest in short form content is, and no hate, is the overstimulating style of content that exists nowadays, the overstimulating style of editing, rather I should call it. My thing with long form content, it doesn't even have to be long, but even a 10-minute vlog is good enough for me, because in those 10-20 minutes I'm engaging with one person. If it's a vlog, it's like I'm with you. My brain comes with you. It's like I'm just following you around while you're on vacation. You're showing me where you're going to eat. You're showing me your next activity. I'm engaging with one person for 20 minutes. If it's a sit down video like this, I'm hearing one voice or however many voices are in the video, which is usually not a lot, but for videos like this, I'm just gonna use this one as an example. I am seeing one face and listening to one voice per time for the 20 minutes. With short form content though, there's no telling. The same 20 minutes, I'm exposed to a minimum of 20 voices, a minimum of 20 faces, a minimum of 20 plus transition sounds, a minimum of 20 plus different visuals with different lighting, different settings, different moods. I don't know about y'all, but for me, it gets to a point where it's so overstimulating, because also this style of editing that I mentioned before, I don't know if you guys have noticed it, because I feel like it just led into the content creation culture, so you don't even notice how overstimulating it is. And good for you if that's the case, and I'm sorry maybe to even spoil it for you, because I'm talking about the style where even the brand strategists I mentioned before say you must capture people's attention within the first 3 seconds of a video. You must have a banging hook, whether a visual hook, an audio hook, audio hook, English. You must definitely have a hook within the first 3 seconds of a video to capture people's attention. And not only that, but they also say you cannot afford to make your clips longer than 3 seconds. So you have to like do, if it's a makeup video, you have to do 3 seconds of you putting on the foundation. Then you cut to you putting on the concealer. Then you have to cut to you blending. You have to cut. It's like every clip has to be between 1 to 3 seconds long. Even the visuals in one 1-minute video are changing constantly. Not only that, now you also have to use transition sounds between every little 1 to 3 second long clip. On top of that, there's the dancing text on the screen, because it has to be animated, it has to be moving a certain way, it has to be behind the person, it has to be in front of the person, it has to be like flying over you. It's cute. It's cute, and like I said before, there's a time and place. Even for my content consumption, there's a time and place where I want to see those things, but not all the time. It's just so overstimulating. It's like my brain cannot keep up. I can kind of keep up with everything else, but the sounds really get me, because why is every second a beep and a bop and a boop? I sound like a hater now at this point. I feel like I sound too much like a hater, but trust me, if you're truly hearing me, you know I'm not trying to hate. I'm just really speaking the truth. But I keep saying it. I think this is the reason why I've been gravitating towards YouTube more, because even YouTube shorts are still somewhat doable with less ads, with long form content. Like I said, I just want the 20 minutes of engaging with one person. If it's a vlog, girl, take me with you. You were in Cancun for a week? Take me with you. Show me what you ate. Show me the cocktail you drank. Show me the little dance you did at some restaurant. Show me. Just take me with you. I want that. But yeah, shout out to you if this form of content is engaging for you. But I really can foresee long form content becoming a thing again, because I think generally as a collective, we're slowly getting tired of the short form content. We're slowly getting tired of people starting a story in one part and then telling us like for part 2. Now you have to go onto their profile and only to see that they haven't even posted the part 2. Whereas when people do story times on YouTube, I have not, maybe people who do it exist, who do the like for part 2 exist, but I have not seen a person do a story time on YouTube and not complete the story. So I do think long form content is going to be a thing again, and I am so here for it. Because also, shout out to YouTube. YouTube really hasn't switched up on people the way some of these apps started switching up on people. Yes, they did introduce shorts, but also there's still a level of authenticity that YouTube has. Because did you know, maybe you didn't know, YouTube still has regulations when it comes to AI content. I don't even want to get started on AI content, because side note, babe, what do you mean you're posting AI vacation photos? What do you mean you had an AI birthday photo shoot? Like, I just cannot deal with this shit, literally. But that's a story for another day. But shout out to, I was saying, shout out to YouTube, because on YouTube there's still a regulation where you can't just willy-nilly post AI content. Well, you can post it, but you just cannot monetize AI content like that unless it's modified a certain way, unless it's educational. I actually don't know the nitty-gritties, but all I know is the way people make AI content and are able to monetize it just based on views and watch time, whatever, on other platforms. On YouTube, it's not like that. It's not just any type of AI content that you can actually monetize on YouTube. So shout out to YouTube for somewhat not switching up on people like that, because someone has to remain sane. I still feel maybe I'm just a hopeless, I was gonna say hopeless romantic, but we're not in a relationship, right? Like, we're not, this is not what this is. I'm kidding. But I was gonna say there's still a chance of actually building a real community on YouTube, because I feel like on YouTube, when someone subscribes to your channel, are constantly engaging with your content, it's a bit more authentic than just people following me on TikTok, for example. If you subscribe to my channel based off of this video, then you and I are kindred spirits, because if you're resonating with what I'm saying, you are exactly my people. You are literally my people. And maybe I'm biased, but I feel like the kind of community creators can create on platforms like YouTube is different to the kind of community creators create on short form content platforms. But I could be biased, I could be wrong. I literally could go on and on about how the internet is not very much fun anymore. And I truly hope no one watches this video and thinks, oh my gosh, she thinks she's above all of us. She thinks she's better than us. Like, she thinks she's all that. She thinks she's da, 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 da. Don't do that. That's not the point of this video. This was just stuff I needed to get off my chest. And besides, I'm not sitting here, like I've stated before, I'm not sitting here trying to make myself a saint. I've been got everything that I talked about in the video. I'm talking from experience, honey. I've been got. Consumerism, they got me. They really did get me on some things. Still getting me from time to time, but I make conscious decisions to not allow them to get me like that. And the e-begging thing with the brands, they probably will get me too. Once I figure out my laziness and once I start being consistent with this content creation business, maybe I will actually get to a point where I feel like e-begging. So I'm not sitting here trying to sound like I'm better than anyone. Please do not misconstrue my message. It's not even a message at this point, it's just a rant. But please do not get me wrong or misunderstand me. I just feel like we could do better as a collective. And even if I do get to a point where I'm also e-begging and trying to get brand deals, my one and biggest prayer is to still remain one of those people, because they exist. I still want to remain one of those people who are somewhat authentic and who wouldn't sell their souls for a bag, or who wouldn't literally just sell out for a little foundation that is for free, for a little perfume that is for free. If a brand would send me a free perfume, if it smells like wet dog, it smells like wet dog, and I'm gonna tell you it smells like wet dog. I just hope I will be that kind of person. But first things first, I need to figure out my laziness, because that's exactly the reason why I even got off of YouTube. Now I'm trying to get back into this, but for reasons I'll be sharing as I go further and further and further into this journey, it will make sense why I want to take this seriously. For today, that was it. Thank you for listening to me rant, and I hope you stay. I hope I didn't scare you off. Please do subscribe to my channel. Share this video if you find it interesting, or if you know someone who would find this interesting, and you will hear from me and see me in my next video. Bye.